When we think about revival as we come to the end of 2018 and enter into 2019, we wonder, is it even possible? We look at the landscape of our society, our culture, and we think, can God work in these days? But my mind goes back to about 1733, when Jonathan Edwards said the climate spiritually in his day was at a low point. Young people were walking the streets at night, involved in lewd practices. But in 1733, Jonathan Edwards said the mood suddenly changed as God began to work. And when he preached his famous message in 1741, Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God, the Great Awakening took place. The same was true in England. Prior to the Wesleyan revival, the conditions morally of the nation were considered dark, darker, and darkest. And yet God moved in. I think of the prayer meeting revival of 1857 and 58, when economically the nation was about to collapse, and yet men began to pray, and God worked. Certainly the conditions in Nineveh were not ripe for revival. The conditions at Pentecost, they had just crucified Christ, and yet 3,000 responded to the message of salvation as Peter preached. You see, yes, conditions, climate, culture, none of those things indicate that revival could take place today. But God is not limited by those things. God is a God of revival. And I want to encourage you to come and join us at CORE 2019, January the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Your heart will be encouraged and challenged to pray and to think and to ask God to send a mighty revival through the preaching of His Word in this coming year. I look forward to seeing you there.